Right, I'm setting up my system on my wheel head, and people ask me what is this material. So this material is called absorber. Okay, you absorb while you're washing. It's a lot of water you can absorb in this here. It's for mainly for car wash or something for washing. I find out this material is very good for putting underneath the bed, so your bed have more friction. And if the hull of your bed is too loose, you will have this friction to hold your bed in position without wobbling while you are throwing. So that is what this material all about. And also I have this come with a big sheet of absorber. You can cut it into smaller pieces for serving this as a chamois. Okay, you can run the rim. Okay, make your rim a little bit smoother using this material, the same material. And what you do is you wet it in the bucket of water and squeeze out the water. So this piece is soft, and you just lay it down here on the wheel head. And of course you need to cut 2 holes so that your bed pin can come through that absorber, or you can call it a bed gripper. Okay, you can grip the bed. And then this is my bed system. It's made of aluminum. Okay, aluminum. You line up here, and it's very tight fit. The bed pin come with my aluminum bed system. It's specifically designed for my bed, so it's very tight. Actually, even without the bed gripper, my bed is not moving at all. But always recommend to put it underneath, because on the other side I have all the concentric circles there, so you don't want it grinded on the wheel head. So put a bed gripper or the absorber underneath is protecting it. And also I have 2 different material of the bed insert. This we call master bed, and then you can nest your bed insert here. Okay, or this is made of I call this translucent bed insert, and this is the same material made of aluminum. You can put it right here. Okay, so 2 different material. This one is a little bit cheaper than this. Okay, and also I have a little bit of information on the flip side of this aluminum bed insert. I put the circles. Okay, put the circles there, so in case you need to alter the rim, it's a very good extra information here, so you can use it. Right, let's use this aluminum bed insert. And I'm going to throw a ball, and I put it here, and you see that I have circles here, so it's easy for me to identify where is the center of the wheel. Just put my clay right there. Okay, so the clay is very centered because I have the circle there, so you can put the clay into the center more easily. The very first thing I want to do is make sure the clay sticks. So while I'm spinning the wheel, I usually have a down pressure. Push the clay down. So make sure that clay is sticking on the bed. And when centering, you can speed up the wheel a little bit. Okay, so the piece is centered, ready to open the hole. Drill, a little bit slip, and keep on drilling it down. Keep on drilling it down until usually I will leave the bottom a little bit thicker so that I have a taller foot. Taller foot, it's easy for me to while I'm applying glaze, it's easy for my finger to grip the underfoot. So usually it's about 3/8 of an inch to half of an inch. Sometimes I even make it a little bit thicker, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Right, and once I open up, I'm making a bowl, so I don't make the bottom very flat. I slightly keep the bottom a little curved. And then I pinch, use my left hand to pinch and lift the wall. And while my right hand is kind of bracing my left, so the hand position is more stable. And if your finger cannot go open up a very nice smooth curve, actually I have a few of my wooden rib. So this is one of my tool, okay, under my name. It's a round rib, and the size is 4 inches. And this rib, you just dip it in the water and then I can compress it. You squeeze it very hard, no problem. Okay, from the center, squeeze it very hard, so that this perfect curve will compress on that inside of the wall. The inside will have a nice curve. Okay, because of this, that you can squeeze it down. After that, you can just follow the curve. I just compress using the round rib, and then follow the curve, and then keep on lifting it. So this is the hand, and grab the bottom. I have more clay, so I pinch it a little bit more, and then move it up. And compress the rib. And if you are worried about you losing the curve, you can use the rib again and then go back down there and then compress it, so you don't lose the nice curve. Right, so I'm going to pinch further, but before I do that, make sure it is slippery. And there in the bottom corner, I have a little bit more clay there, so I can squeeze the clay in. Use my finger to squeeze it in. Right, and my thumb there to pinch from the little, sometimes you call this a little belly here. Okay, squeeze out a little belly on the inside hand is fitting right there, and the outside thumb is a little bit below the little belly, and the both hand connecting together. Stabilize it and pinch and lift it. And slowly let go. So that is the lifting method I usually do, this way, and then lift it. And this hand is slightly holding on the side and go. And I am planning to show the trimming, so I want to lift my wall a little bit thicker so that I have more clay to remove later on when it's at the later hard stage. So I'm not going to keep on pouring. Actually, this piece of clay, I could pour it up maybe even taller, but I want to keep the wall a little bit thicker so that I can do my next demo when trimming. After that, you could get the round rib there and compress it again, so the wall inside will be nice. And also you could have a rib outside too, form a nicer curve and smooth out the surface. Okay, so when the rim becoming wider, actually you can change to a larger. This is 5 inches, this is 4 inches. So change to 5. So you just simply use that rib and then push it all the way in the center, and then slightly rotate it to the right hand side of the wall and rotate it. And bring it all the way, if you wanted to, put it all the way to the rim from here, and you kind of rotate it and push. So depending on how much curve you want, if you want to have more curve, you can push a little bit more. Alright, so that's the forming of my bowl, very thick wall bowl. Usually I don't leave my wall so thick, but I want to show you the trimming part. That's so-called chattering. Okay, I want to do a demo on how to take care of the chattering. The wanted chattering and the unwanted chattering. So I'm going to use this bowl to do that, so I would leave the wall a bit thicker. Since I'm not going to trim all the way toward the rim, so I could make the rim a little bit thinner by compressing it. Put my both finger here and squeeze the rim, so the rim looks thinner. Okay, so that is the bowl that I will do the demo. And now for cleaning it up. Usually, a lot of beginners, they tend to leave the bottom, the corner, the bowl or the pot. They leave it too thick, okay, too much clay hanging out here, which is not very good. Not only for if you are going to lift it, or after you cut it, it's very hard to lift it because so much clay hanging out there. So you could usually trim it up, and you saw me doing from my previous video. You always see me that using this knife, and then I'm going through there and cut it, and then use this is my number 5 on my wooden knife. And then use my number 10 stainless tool and go underneath and cut it. Okay, so that is my usual way, but I find out a lot of those students have either they don't have the skill, or they don't have a very good tool, so they are not cutting it, or they are not cutting it in the right way. So now I try to address the problem of not cutting the skirt clay off. So I have a tool, I just recently made it. Okay, so this tool is for cutting the skirt, we call it the corner or the skirt of a clay. So there's a little round part here, so when you are using this to cut, you will have a little hanging, like a lips hanging out there. On this side here, I am sharpening it. I sharpen it, so you can slightly trim the clay up, and then go all the way down to the corner, and then hold the tool this way, and you can scrape the clay from the back. Okay. So this side is scrape the clay from the back, and this side is cutting. So I don't want to affecting or messed up the back here. So this part here is not sharpened, but this part here, you can see that this part here is very sharp. Okay, not super sharp, but sharper than this part here. Okay, so this tool, I'm going to show you how to do it. So just follow the curve, okay, follow the slope, and then you go down and trim. If you have extra clay, you can remove it. Okay, remove it. And keep on going. And you can scrape the bottom a bit, scrape it off. And you can keep on trimming from the side. Scrape it off. Trim down a little bit further. And use the curve to form a nice curve on the bottom. Okay, so that is that much clay. I remove it from the corner so that the corner have a little bit of a clay, the round clay hanging out. Okay, so this is what this tool are all about. Chop up the extra clay from the corner, and then make a little curve here, slow curve, slight curve. Later on, if you want to leave it that way, you can leave it that way. If you don't, you can remove it. So that there is a little indentation there. When you flip over, you have some spot that you can grip on. Okay, so there's a little hanging there. So there's a little corner there, okay. After that, clean up the bed. Okay, my wire is fairly thin, so it's easier to wire it through. And when you wire it while the piece is drying, it's very easy to separate. If it gets to a dead hard stage, your piece still sticking on, you can wire it again. Okay, wire it again, but the best way is you wire it, and then once it's dry further, it's very easy to wire it up. Okay, so that is the wire. Very thin wire. And for the best system, the good thing for the best system is that this bed is taking less room because it's smaller. It's not quite 7 inches square, okay, 6 3/4. So it doesn't take a lot of room, and you can have many pieces, much more pieces than the regular 12 inches or 14 inches bed. Okay, so that is the third demo of my bed system, and also how to chop the corner. Okay, so the little clay hanging there. When you flip over, you have a little something to grip on. It's easier. Okay.